$26.5 million of wasted money right there of two guys that the teams that they were with before didn't want them. And of course, what does that mean? In NFLese, that means coming to Detroit. Nobody else wants you, we'll take you. Where careers go to die, the Detroit Lions. So this is not working out well. Now, the last couple of weeks, because of editing issues, we weren't able to get the calls in, but this time we were able to get all calls set up, and so that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a couple of these calls and see what these guys got to talk about. So let's get this first one on the line.
Hey Matt, this is Justin P. from Columbus, Ohio. Love the show, I tune in every week. Hey, I was wondering, could you tell me what you think the Buckeyes' chances of making a deep run in this tournament are? Thanks. Hey Matt.
Well, Justin, as you know, last night your team was bounced by Gonzaga. So I don't like your chances of making a deep run into the tournament this year. I don't at all. I didn't like it before that. People know, you lost 3 times in the season to Penn State. They're still it's Penn State. Jeez, you lost 3 times to them. Now, they did have I guess you could call it a signature win against Michigan State where they beat the brakes off Michigan State, and I don't even know what happens in that, that guy, Jop, whatever. I don't even know what this guy's name is, but he had a big game against Michigan State, and Ohio State pushed them around. They did for 40 minutes. They just embarrassed Michigan State, and so everybody's like, they're really good, and then they go on this run, and they're in first place for the most part of the season, and of course they fall at the end, and nobody's going to hear about them again. They were playing way above their talent level. Ohio State's just not a very good team. They don't have a very good program. Can't recruit those type of players that's going to make any difference anyway. So even before this right here, I had them losing the next game in the bracket anyway. So Justin, I didn't like their chances. I don't think anybody did. And if whoever has them picked to go to the national championship should have their college basketball card revoked immediately. I'm humiliated for you. Anyway, thanks for the call, Justin, and thanks for the support. Keep watching. Shout out Columbus, Ohio. Next call.
Hey Matt, this is Jen from Atlanta. I'm a diehard Spartan. Go Green. I tune into your show every week, and I noticed that Coach Antonio had the 31st ranking recruiting class this season. Do you see MSU football team making a deep run into the college football playoffs this year? Your thoughts?
Well, Jennifer, thank you for the call. And Atlanta is watching Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I definitely appreciate the support down there. This is the thing with Coach D'Antonio. When you have the Clemsons and the Alabamas and Ohio States, and now Georgia, you can throw Kirby Smart in there. They're vying for the number 1, 2, 3, 4, top 5 recruiting classes. Michigan State just not gonna be there. They're not. But see, the thing with that is, it doesn't even matter, because how is it that you can get the 31st ranked recruiting class year after year and still compete with Urban Meyer, who gets the number 1 or 2 recruiting class every year? How is that possible? Well, I'm going to tell you. Coach D'Antonio is a genius. He outworks everybody. He outcoaches everybody. Michigan State University and his coaching staff are just better than everyone else. So, Jennifer, you asked how far I see them going. I told you got to circle that Penn State game, because I believe that the East Division will come down to that. I believe it's October 13th at Penn State. Michigan State versus Penn State. That should be for the Big Ten championship. Ohio State's got a new quarterback coming in this year, so with very little experience, if any. Maryland and Indiana are building, and then you get a bye against a team out of Ann Arbor. So, Michigan State really only has to show up for, 1.5 games this year, which would be the Penn State game. And Ohio State should be a little bit of an issue, but not really. October 13th is the big game. So, Jen, to answer your question, I believe Michigan State's going to make an extremely deep run into January. That 31st ranked recruiting class that Coach D gets, he turns them into, stars that know how to play together and grind together and love each other, and some of them players that he's got coming in here, I've told you before, Kaylon Gervin and that linebacker, that big athletic linebacker that's coming in this year. They got some really good players coming. So to answer your question, Jen, I think they're going to go really deep. I don't think that they can compete with the likes of Alabama. I don't think that yet. They're not ready for that. They've got to get a little bit better with deeper talent, but they are definitely the best team in the Big Ten, and they should be. It's pretty clear that I believe that they're going to be in the college football playoff this year for sure, and another Big Ten championship, which just stacking those in East Lansing now, so those don't really matter. So thanks for the call, Jen. I appreciate it.
Hey, Matt, this is John from Maryland. Shout out Retrievers. True Grit. We love your show, Matt, and we get together in Sage Hall every Sunday to listen. Any chance we can get any love from unsportsmanlike conduct this week?
True Grit. Shout out Retrievers. Of course, you guys get together in Maryland to watch this show on Sunday mornings. I appreciate that, John. Of course, you're going to get some love this. So there's 14,000 students, less than 14,000 students total at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And they went in and beat up on Virginia, and they humiliated them. So this is a really big story. I know a lot of people got played over, and people are like, oh, no, this is kind of big. When a 16 beats a 1, they're always going to go back to this and point to this day right here, that day when that happened. This is a big deal. So definitely a shout out to University of Maryland, Baltimore County, who has as many trips to the Big Ten championship football game as the University of Michigan. So, you're on the come up from them. Congrats to the Retrievers. Shout out to True Grit. I love that. Thanks for the call, John, and keep watching all of you Retrievers down there in Maryland. Listen, next week, we got a big show next week. National champion Charlie Bell will definitely be in the house. He's going to be here to talk everything Flint and the trip to the Final Fours. He was at 3 Final Fours. He got knocked out against Duke and Arizona, but won one in there against Teddy Dupay and those guys down there in Florida. So we're talking Charlie Bell next week, but I want you to stay tuned right now because Flozell Adams is on deck. Until next week, I am the host of Unsportsmanlike Conduct, Matthew Geller, and I will see you right back here next Sunday morning, 11 o'clock.